thought they showed a lot of grit. I thought they played with heart. Being you got 3 guys with strep throat, and whether they're starting or coming in and giving guys breathers, or another guy that's still is out of the lineup, and you're going against, in my opinion, the class of the conference, and take them down to that kind of game. I think what I think your kid said too is they can walk away from this one even with a loss, feeling pretty positive, pretty solid.
Yeah, and as we told our guys in the locker room, there's no such thing as moral victories, but
right,
with our backs against the wall and a game where we could have sat there and just kind of said woe is us and made a lot of excuses for only having 9 guys, but I knew our guys were going to come out and they were going to come out and try to throw the first punch and they were going to fight, but you're also playing the champs. And in order to be the champ, you got to beat the champs. And we knew that they wouldn't necessarily beat themselves. And that's where before the game I wrote on the board 150, which probably would have been about the number of possessions that were going to be in that game. And I said, hey, one thing we can't control is how hard we play. We can play harder than them for 150 possessions. Now, the other thing too is you're going to have to play smarter. And with an experienced team like them, with guys who played in NCAA tournament games, guys who've won conference championships, those last 5 minutes of the game, that's when you see the difference. And I thought our guys, they could have put their head down. I thought, I also knew second half, the way the game was officiated in the first half, I told our guys, listen, don't expect any calls.
They were calling it tight, but I don't know, they didn't change. They were that way from the start to the end.
Yeah, in the second half, there was a big discrepancy, but that's earning respect, and that's where, as a first-year coach, a first-year program, playing against, a coach who's won the league 5 times, who's been there for 10 years, and he's going to get more respect, and I understand that. And unfortunately, I thought there was some plays that kind of went our way. I thought the foul that JD picked up there, his 4th foul with 5 minutes, was a huge turning point in the game. Having to sit him just for those couple of minutes, but that's the way it goes. And as I told our guys, you earn respect from Weber State, you earn respect from the officials, and now we just got to take that on to the road and go and try to find a way to squeeze out some games at Southern Utah and Northern Arizona.
Jeff, was it as much of them executing as opposed to you not executing at either end the way you should have? When you were up 60-58, they go on a 10-0 run, which turned into a 14-5 run.
Yeah, and that's that's the difference between a team that's 5-1 and a team that's 3-5 and a team that's going to compete for the Big Sky Championship. But then I said it's also a learning experience for our guys. This year's a learning experience for these young guys, and you're playing a bunch of freshmen and sophomores. With some guys being sick and hurt, now some guys are playing. Jonte's having to play the 5 a lot more. I mean, he's 6'3" out there battling against 2 big post players in Braxton and Hill. But it's a matter of making timely shots. I mean, it wasn't necessarily us not getting the same looks, but Baker made a big shot, Sanglin. They made shots, and for whatever we didn't make shots, and that's what it ends up boiling down to is making shots and missing shots. And you had an opportunity there to tie the game with free throws, and we went 1 for 2. But hey, that's part of it. I went through this at Boise State with our group of freshmen, our first year in the Mountain West, and won 3 games. But that same team, with the experience that they got being young, that led to an NCAA tournament team the next year and led to an NCAA tournament 3 years later. And so that's all we're going to do is keep building winning habits, and it's good for them to compete against Weber State, to compete against a Coach Ray team that's built the right way. I mean, it's built on toughness, it's built on character, it's built on doing things the right way. And I think, Coach Ray probably, as he told me, that's a reflection of him. That's what I learned from him. And that's hopefully what will carry this program to sustained success that Weber State has had, as opposed to a flash in the pan.
Let's talk a little bit about 21 turnovers. And it does lead to, they got 23 points off turnovers. Maybe that goes back to what you just reiterated a lot. Is that youth? Is that?
Yeah, it's youth. It's the guy like Jordan Davis, he has 8 turnovers, but
right.
That's also on me where I can't afford to take him out of the game for long stretches.
He's also going to handle the ball.
But for him to have the ability to play through that, to play those 34 minutes at the point, and really it's his first year in his life that he's really played the point guard spot. And so, I mean, some of those trials and tribulations that he'll go through this year, a lot of the turnovers that he'll go through this year, you know, it's going to be a lot different story next year. And that's where he's going to really grow as a player and be one of the elite guards in the league.
Let's go back to, you talked about at halftime, you said not to expect anything. You got 5 guys that played, finished with 4 fouls. Was there, time when they all had to be a little bit careful? I mean, Jordan when he got 4, that was with quite a bit of time left.
Yeah, there was 5 minutes left in the game
Right.
when he got his. And we knew that was going in. I mean, that was when you only have 9 guys.
Sure, right.
And that's why we went zone early, and they made a couple threes out of the zone, is because we wanted to protect, especially in the case of DJ Miles, who, when they start the game with Zach Braxton to 5 and Kendall Hill to 4, they're a lot bigger, and they're hey, like us. I mean, we're going to try to take advantage of mismatches. They're going to do the same thing, and we couldn't afford to have DJ on an island getting quick fouls, and so that's why we kind of went to the zone early. And then we kind of adjusted as the game went on. I thought our guys did a good job in the first half of really executing and finding the mismatches. And I thought we did a good job of putting them in foul trouble. But I also knew, too, the way it was called in the first half, that it was going to probably be the exact opposite in the second half. But, at the end of the day, you got to get in there. And when you do get fouled, you got to finish some of those ones. I mean, we were right at the rim and, had some opportunities for, and ones, and, ended up missing the layup and then had to go to the free throw line. But, like I said, I can't fault our guys' effort. I mean, that was a valiant effort, and they should be commended for it.
Did you realize that at 10 minutes and something to go, they asked the mayor to leave?
I said, well, the mayor, who also is / my neighbor, so I appreciate
Wow,
I appreciate his I appreciate his enthusiasm, and I was right there with him. I'm glad. I just kind of gave him the cue, like, hey, get after him, because I can't get after him. So I'll have to send him over some treats tonight for that effort.
Let him back in. He behaved himself.
Yeah.